Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Today is December 31st of 2025. I have 9:57 in the AM. Come on in, come on in, come on in and enjoy us. Yeah, I got Dog Pound in the house. He said Happy New Year. And I might be sending Dog Pound, my special assistant. Y'all remember Johnny Carson, the Ed McMahon? Well, that's why I got this wrong. Got to have a sidekick. But I got a few feeds overnight from Nick Shirley. I'm on his mailing list, so a few things popped up, and then another one popped up early this morning. And Nick got some he got some sweatshirts and stuff already made out. I'm gonna let you check it out. About the Quality Learning Center, and also there are a lot of reporters down in Minnesota, no doubt, right? And they're trying to poke some holes in the story, y'all. So I'm thinking about sending Dog Pound down there to do some digging. Like I told y'all, don't get mad. When you doing international stories, when you doing even local stories, you're gonna need some assistance. You're gonna need some people that have been around for a while to really try to ensure that no one can poke holes in your story. Because look, people, in this business, you got some people out here who they good. They good. When I say they good, they good. And of course, it's a ratings game. It's a ratings game. I'm not saying that's what's going on, but hey, I want you to watch this video. These videos I'm going to feature this morning. But yeah, I might be getting his plane ticket, so you might see him down there trying to get the scoop, okay? Dog Pound News in the house. Anyway, praise God from whom all blessings flow. My name is Trenshaw Pearson. Let's say it together. Hey, cover us in the blood, dear Lord. Yes, yes. And have your angels. And I'm wishing everybody a happy new year. Yeah. Last year, we woke up to two major stories. One was the Elon Musk story where they had the car that exploded. Remember that? I forgot what that vehicle's called, that big thing, that big, tough, Elon Musk mobile, whatever that thing is. Put in the chat, you know what it is. Anyway, one of Elon's vehicles blew up, not the one that he owned, but one of his big vehicles in front of a Trump hotel. The other thing that happened on Bourbon Street, 14 people lost their lives when a guy drove his 4x4 through there. I covered both those stories. So we pray nothing crazy happens overnight. But hey, what a crazy world we live in. Yet we live in a beautiful and forgiving world. And thank God for his love, grace, and mercy. So let's get into this thing. One of the things I received overnight was this here post from Nick Shirley. I want to catch it at the beginning so y'all can catch it, okay? So let's go.
Today we're outside of Quality Learning Center. They spelled the name wrong, so they actually came and corrected it. The interesting about this daycare here in Minnesota is it received $1.9 million in the fiscal year of 2025, and it has a capacity for upwards of 90 children. And what makes this daycare even more interesting is that while the Commissioner of Children of Minnesota was saying that the daycare was closed on a live stream,
Quality Learning Center closed just over a week ago.
a Somalian man was outside talking about how they are open, letting children in, and right now they are funneling children into the daycare as well. And right now, they're not really leering much because they have accepted over $1.9 million, and now the Commissioner of Children literally said this place was closed, and now you have people funneling in children. The parking lot's full right now. This is all a big setup. They received $1.9 million. It was a complete fraud.
Now, I don't know if you noticed, and somebody put it in the comment section of the day in one of my videos. I'm seeing a lot of red and black. A lot of folks in this video in the background had red and black. The gentleman that's with him, I believe his name is David. Let me check my notes. David had on red and black from the beginning when he was in the car with Nick Shirley from the beginning. Yeah, his name is David. That might be telling. A lot of red and black. A lot of red and black. See the red and black guy in the background, red and black. And if you notice, Nick's got his shirt on. Wonder how they got them shirts made right away. They got them shirts made right away. Look at that. He got shirts. Okay, you go, Nick. Have some fun. So, yeah, that's what I got overnight. In fact, I got that one early this morning. I got another one overnight. Now, let's get into this thing, because I want you guys to see this, how this thing is materializing since, I believe he started this the day after Christmas, right? The 26th, but now it's the 31st. Check it out.
And anti-immigrant content in the past. CNN's Whitney Wild speaks to the man behind that video and takes a look at his claims.
We're from CNN. Can we talk to you? This is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley. Back at a daycare in Minnesota, he alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now viral video.
People are going to say this is a left or right issue, but no, fraud is fraud. I'm not out here trying to put a twist on things.
Shirley's viral video, released over the weekend, in which he says he's uncovering tens of millions of dollars in fraud at Minneapolis daycares run by the Somali community, was retweeted by Elon Musk and Vice President J.D. Vance. In the video, Shirley tries to open locked doors and talk to people at various daycares he claims are frauds.
Did you come during their normal operating hours when you came to visit?
I came at 11 a.m., I believe, and I also came the following day, later in the day. The point of it is not whether or not I came at the right time of their operation hours. The point is that blacked out doors, they can't give you any information. You call that number, no one answers. I wasn't trying to go inside, and there should be a way for somebody to actually be able to call that number and somebody be able to answer. These aren't real businesses.
But surely you don't think a daycare should just be unlocked. You shouldn't be able to just walk into a
There should be a
daycare.
reception.
No, every daycare is locked.
Their doors are locked. If
And
you
so,
go to a public
okay,
school
you bring up a fair point. Then why can't they actually give me information how to enroll a child?
Federal law enforcement has been investigating fraud in Minnesota for several years. Both Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel said on social media they've indicted dozens of defendants. DHS has posted multiple videos of agents they say are conducting a massive fraud investigation.
Do you think that federal law enforcement hasn't done enough? I mean, they would say, look, these fraud cases have been going on, but they've already done like 80 indictments. The cases have been going on, for years.
And why did I show up one day in Minnesota and go to all these daycares, no children, they're receiving millions of dollars. We uncovered nearly $110 million in fraud in one day.
How do you know that all the allegations that you're making are true?
How do I know that they're true? Well, we showed you guys what was happening, and then you guys can go ahead and make your own analysis.
We're coming so we can make our own analysis. Are you 100% sure you're true?
Yeah, I am 100% sure I'm true.
CNN is looking into Shirley's claims.
Hi, my name's Whitney Wild. I'm a correspondent for CNN.
We reached out to several of the daycares featured in the now viral video. Only one daycare facility answered and said they are a legitimate business.
Have you seen the videos, purporting that some of these daycares don't have kids inside?
Minnesota Republicans say despite the new focus from the Trump administration, they have been...
This makes it puzzling. I got half the man to go down there. I got half the man to go down there. Because you're poking holes in Shirley's story, yet when you went, only one place was open, right? Did I hear that right? Wait till I show you the operation hours. You're going to be more puzzled than what you see here. Now, this is on the feed, just came out. Minnesota Daycare. Denies fraud allegations after viral video draws national attention. In the video, Shirley questions the legitimacy of the center, citing locked doors, a misspelled sign, and a nearly empty parking lot. In one clip, he asked a person standing nearby if he had even seen any children at the center, and the man responded, none at all. When the man asked Shirley who is in charge of operation the center, the Shirley simply stated Somalians. Mr. Ali, a manager at the center, said his parents own the facility. Ali said the center serves roughly 50 to 80 children on an average day and employs approximately 25 workers. There's no fraud going on whatsoever. He also said the misspelled sign featured in the video was an error by the graphic designer and will soon be corrected. Then he says, when asked about Shirley's viral video, Ali said, "Are you trying to record that we're doing fraud, or are you trying to put the Somalian name and fraud in the same sentence?" He added that the video was recorded outside the center's operation hours, which I posted on the door as Monday through Thursday, 2 to 10. He said Shirley arrived around 11 a.m. when children and staff were not present. Obviously, there's no cars in the parking lot, Ali said. If you look around, there's cars now because our employees are there. Our children are here. Is this crazy or what? So what's really the truth? I told you I got half the man to go down there. When Shirley went down there, there's a piece of paper on there. We can't see it, but the guy saying operation hours are right there. I don't know. I wasn't there. Let's watch part of that video. The original video that Shirley put out.
This is a child daycare center.
99 children. Paid $1.9 million this year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away? Where are the children? This is state of Minnesota. Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah, so who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
Where?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child. You've never seen daycare.
I don't see anybody in this.
So my thing is, you're looking at the building. There is paper there. The question is, does it have the hours on there? Like I told you people, no disrespect. I've been around the block a lot of times. I made mistakes when I started out as a journalist. I had senior people around me. You got to anticipate the BS and the crap and somebody trying to poke holes in your story. As a senior person, I'd have had a picture of that. I'm just keeping it real. Especially after it went viral. He needs to get a picture of that immediately of his original video and try to blow it up. That way he can say, look, this, that, and the third. I'm just saying, when you do this business, gotta dot your I's and cross your T's. Anybody done this work? Look, once you make a mistake in this business, you learn. You're supposed to learn it in college. You're supposed to learn it when you go through orientation with a new job or on the job training. You learn. But when you independent and you ain't got no journalism background like he does, I don't think he does, this is what happens. Don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you. I told y'all what he need. So I pulled it up. Department of Human Services. I pulled up the place. That's it right there. 1411 Nicollet Avenue. That's the place he went to. The license, everything they went through. Even it has their license number, phone number, any violations they had, the licenses that they've had, all that. I pulled it up. You can go straight to the website. Just type it in, the Learning Center, Quality Learning Center, right here. I typed it in, Minnesota. It comes up. The operation hours are not on there though. They're not on there. But I'm gonna show you what I found. I'm sure there's some more stuff around here somewhere, but again, I'm double checking. I don't see the hours of operation. Okay, let's go to the next one. What I did find was this. Look, that's the place right there. And I don't know if that's accurate, but it's saying 60M, even on Sunday. I'm assuming it's the right place. When I check the phone number, it doesn't match up, but it's all in the sequence. Quality Learning Center. Scroll. There it is. So operation hours are different there. I don't know. I'm confused. I would have to go down there. Now, I also went on a website, but it showed October of 2022. Right there. This is the place that Nick Shirley was at. So evidently, they had these places I knew, because you don't see the doors, you don't see the ducts, because see, there's a restaurant there. I'll show you what I'm talking about. That's the place where Shirley was at, and that's the parking lot. That's where he was at. Now that's a map. That's from 2022. Now this is the place that's there now. This is what you see in the video. RB Kitchen is it's connected to the same building. See, like the colors, the purple and the blue. Okay, this is the building. I looked it up. So this place is I think less than a year old. Don't quote me, but that's the research I did. Let's go back and you'll see. You'll see RB Kitchen in the background. So I got up this morning, I'm like, okay, let me check that out. See? Nick Shirley, so my finger is Nick Shirley. It says RB Kitchen. It's connected. There's the Learning Center, there's RB Kitchen. Just happened to be the Phoenician colors, huh? Makes me wonder, was it staged months in advance? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Look at the colors. And like I said, that's from 2022. See the wall? Of course, it's different. So this restaurant was added recently. And here it is on their website. So if I go down there, I'll go down there and speak to them. They got a nice restaurant. That's it. That's the place. That's where Nick Shirley was. Now, like I said, they got on him. Now listen to Fox News. They're reporting on this thing as well. You'll find this interesting.
Are on the ground in Minnesota conducting a massive investigation into multiple fraud schemes happening in the city.
This comes as a group of Minnesota GOP lawmakers urging Governor Tim Walz to resign.
Madeline Rivera joins us live from Washington with the latest. Good morning, Madeline.
Good morning. Attorney General Pam Bondi says they've been looking into these allegations of fraud for months, and they expect more prosecutions will be coming. So far, she says 98 people have been charged, 85 of whom are of Somali descent. DHS officials posted footage on X yesterday showing federal agents on the ground in Minneapolis investigating suspected cases of fraud in daycare and healthcare centers. It comes after an independent reporter, Nick Shirley's video investigating federally funded child care centers in the Twin Cities went viral. Minnesota officials are pushing back, though, saying previous investigations into the locations referenced in Shirley's videos did not uncover evidence of fraud. One child care business that's now under the microscope is Quality Learning Center in Minneapolis, which misspelled learning on its sign. They say they're fixing the spelling.
A lot of the journalism that's been going on the last couple of days has been really dishonest. I don't want to point fingers at anybody, but I do feel like what was done was someone came to our building outside of operating hours, when there's a specific sign on our door that says our days and our hours. He came outside of those hours and then claimed, hey, they're closed and they're still making money. They're using taxpayer money to work. And it's like, you don't come outside of operational hours. And
now let's use some logic. I believe from what I was reading, this is the relative or the son of the parents who own this place. He pointed toward the door and he said the operation hours are on there. Use some logic. That reporter, if they're seasoned, if they got any sense, any brain cells working, they're going to that door. How come they didn't go to the door and film it? I'm telling y'all, something ain't right. If you're gonna say Nick Shirley's wrong, or I'm just saying in general, the media, if you're questioning it, just in general, I'm just saying the media. So let me scratch that this reporter is saying that. But you've heard it as a reporter. And this person who's representing the daycare is saying these are the hours. Don't you think they should have put this on there? They should have went there and said, okay, that's the same piece of paper. That's the same notice that Shirley saw. Something ain't right, y'all. Something ain't right. Play it again. Like I said, I got on up. I said, you know what?
A lot of the journalism that's been going on the last couple of days has been really dishonest. I don't want to point fingers at anybody, but I do feel like what was done was someone came to our building outside of operating hours. When there's a specific sign on our door that says our days and our hours. He came outside of those hours and then claimed, hey, they're closed and they're still making money. They're using taxpayer money to work. And it's like, you don't come outside of operational hours and then say they're using taxpayer money. That was completely false.
Regardless, state Republicans are slamming Governor Tim Walz, saying they've been sounding the alarm.
Now let me show you guys this here. Listen to a response here. Listen.
What type of daycare has the daycare open from 2 to 10? That makes absolutely no sense.
I've not seen that.
And then there's some reports in the New York Post that all these places have not had children there at all. And then suddenly when these reports come out, now the children have started to arrive. So somebody's hiding something here.
Well, the children were, what the report said, I think.
The reporter should have showed the hours and the days. People, something ain't right on both sides. I'm just keeping it real. This is my field. This is what I did off and on for 40 years. Even when I worked at KFC, I still was doing reporting and doing, writing for magazines and newspapers on the side. People, don't get mad. That's elementary journalism. That's called elementary. They teach you in your first class in journalism who, what, when, why, and where, just like English. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Put it in the chat. That's one of the first classes I ever took. You got to get the who, what, when, why, and where. Period. Nick need to go back up there and take a picture of that so they don't poke holes in him, because they put the brother on the cross. Now I'm going to go back into it because I want you to see him as he had to deal with this. Because if they doing this now, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. They're going to go after him worse. These are seasoned reporters. It can be a beast atmosphere now.
A YouTuber, Nick Shirley, back at a daycare in Minnesota, he alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now viral video.
People are going to say this is a left or right issue, but no, fraud is fraud. And so I'm not out here trying to put a twist on things.
Shirley's viral video, released over the weekend, in which he says he's uncovering tens of millions of dollars in fraud at Minneapolis daycares run by the Somali community, was retweeted by Elon Musk and Vice President J.D. Vance. In the video, Shirley tries to open locked doors and talk to people at various daycares he claims are frauds.
Did you come during their normal operating hours when you came to visit?
I came at 11 a.m., I believe, and I also came the following day, later in the day. The point of it is not.
My point is this. There's the door. There's Shirley. There's the reporter. Nobody walked over there. Something ain't right, y'all. I don't care what nobody say. Dog pound on the way. Something ain't right. I've been doing this off and on for 40-some years. That's elementary reporting. And it's not that you're trying to catch somebody. You're just trying to iron it out. But if I'm Shirley, I'm going back. Y'all gonna get this. I'm gonna be like, look, I got a viral video. Now I'm gonna show it. That's what the papers say in the subject. I'm Franchot Pearson. Tell me what you think. What's really going on?